Hi everyone, this is the first movie for Chapter 7, the homework, which is the Vegas Tours Souvenir Shop. So I want to walk through how you would analyze each of these steps and then hopefully help you understand how to read the instructions, analyze it, and then turn it into the advanced queries that you have to do in this chapter. This chapter is a tough one. There's a lot in this chapter that it's getting pretty advanced. So I want to try and help you through this process. So the first thing that I did is I have the instruction for the assignment as well as the Vegas Tours database open. So I got the first one done, so I could just done with that one. Alright, create a query in Design View based on table purchase and table purchase line that displays the purchase date, purchase ID, and quantity in that order. So I'm going to just stop and take care of that. So I'm going to begin a query in Design View. So I'm going to create query design, table purchase, table purchase line. I'm going to add those two. Notice that they're related. They've got the 1 to infinity, so it's a one-to-many relationship. And then I'm going to look at what we have here. So purchase date, product ID, and quantity. So if I run this right now, I'm going to get the detail records. So for every item that was purchased, it's going to show a record, right? So here's a purchase date, here's an ID, and here's the quantity. So if we just take a look at these first 3 records that are 2, 3, these 3 are the same, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 quantities. Well, if you finish reading this, it says shows the total of each product, which would be this, on a given day, right? So I know that this is not what I want to end with. I have 149 records. So I'm going to go back to my design, and I have to think about how do I get totals. Well, I do that up here by placing I'm clicking on the Greek sigma here. I get my total line, right? So it's saying, okay, we're going to group by purchase date. That's good because it's saying total for each product on a particular date. And here's the product grouped by. So it's going to group by my product within that date. But now quantity, we're not grouping by quantity. What do we want? We want the total. So I'm going to come here where it says group by and change it to sum. So now I'm going to see how this works. I'm going to run it. And so if we look at 2, 3, here is that, oops, sorry, 2, 3, and it's 0, 1 there, and there's 4, and that's how many we saw, right? So we can see that this is now grouping by each date, by each product, and totaling up. So we're good. So shows a total. Group the results by purchase date, we did, and then okay, so let's go back to design. Back to design because we have this one done. We're going to do this yellow. We're done with here. We're on to 3. It says group the results by purchase date. Okay, we did that. Sort the results in ascending order by purchase date. So ascending, and then by product ID, which is this purchase ID. Did I pick the wrong field? I did. It should be product ID. Got to read better. Product ID. So I switched that. Rename the quantity field as volume. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to say volume, colon, and put square brackets around quantity. Now I'm going to run it and see what I get. Here's volume, product, oh, better because instead of the little number, we actually have what it is. So here's the third. Okay, so save the query. So I'm going to go back to design. It looks good. I'm going to save it as QRY sold by date. And I'm going to go ahead and do OK. So that is 3 is done. Okay, run the query. All right, so we're going to run it. In datasheet view, add a total to the bottom of the volume field so it displays, right? So how are we going to do that? How are we going to do that? Think about that. So what do we want to do here? So I'm in volume. I want to click on the sigma and I'm going to do a sum. So we should have 448 total. So what I did was in this volume I clicked on the sigma and I picked the statistic that I want, which in this case was total. Displays the total. Okay. Save and close. So we have number 4 done. Okay. All right. So let's go on and try and see if we can get 5 and 6 done before I run out of time on my 10-minute limit here for YouTube. So hold on a second. Okay, so let's start reading this one. Create a query in design view based on table product and table purchase line that displays category in the first column and a calculated field named gross sales in the second column that shows the gross sales for each category. Okay? Gross sales is calculated by multiplying the cost of the item by a markup of 40% times the quantity of items purchased. Okay. So let's do this first, and then we'll go down and group it. Okay. So let's create a query in design, and what we need is table product, table purchase line, and close it. Those are the two that we want. I'm going to bring this down so I can see everything. Bring this up, close this out so we can see more. All right, shows category. So we're going to do category, and then this next field is not something that we're going to bring down, but we do need this second one to get the answer. So I always, in here, I always right click and zoom, and then I make my font a little bigger so I can actually see it. So the first thing that we're going to do is, remember, left of the colon is the name of the field, right of the colon is the calculation. So we're going to do a calculated field called gross sales. So I'm going to type that in first, right, because that's what it says here. A calculated column named gross sales. So I do gross sales colon. So that's the name on the left. It's almost like an equal sign, but it's the colon when you're doing this. To the right of the colon is the calculation. So let's do the calculation here. So calculated by multiplying the cost of the item by a markup of 40 times the quantity of items purchased. So we're going to say the first field that we want, and I like to always put this so I can see. First thing we want is quantity. You know what, I'm going to do a capital just because I don't know. Quantity times, and then this next piece I want to do first, so I put it in parentheses, cost. Put those in square brackets because those are actual field names. So let's go back here. It says the cost of the item by a markup of 40%. So times 1.4, because a markup is cost and then an additional 40%. So when you're doing a markup, you do 1 and then whatever percentage you're marking up is to the right of the decimal. excuse me, if we were doing a discount, then we would just do like 0.4 or 0.75, whatever that discount amount is. But we're marking it up by 4%. So let's go ahead and see what this does, and let's run it. So for every item, we're going to have a new field called gross sales, and it's going to show the cost with a 40% markup. Okay, but we're not done yet. Oh, and I'm over my 10 minutes. So group the results by category, sum the gross sale, and then format gross sale as a currency. I'm actually going to stop this right here and pick up with the second movie. All right, guys, thank you.